Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. Watched a movie called Here with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, not Penn anymore. A reunion for from Forrest Gump and shit like that. Let me say the positives first. It's interesting filmmaking. That was pretty unique, right? To shoot an entire movie, not shooting it, but like making the setting of the movie in kind of like one room, basically, or like I don't say room, like that particular patch of dirt there, because it goes back before the house was even made and all that shit. When it was just like rocks and grass and shit, tall bushes. That was pretty cool. And they do little thing like there's a scene where a family that was like moving out was dragging like a dresser and it had a mirror on it, right? And you can look into the mirror and you can see like the other side, the part of the room they haven't showed you before. And they show Robin Wright and Tom Hanks having a conversation, you know, like kind of like in the back of the room where we've never, or where they don't really let you see it, right? I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And some of the editing things are cool, and you know exactly where you are, right? With when they set up time periods and shit like that, you kind of know exactly where you are. Obviously, there's time jumps for a particular story, which is the Tom Hanks and Robin Wright one, where you see their family, and but you'll get a sense of where you're at. You don't get lost. I'll give that a positive. And it was like cool. It was kind of cool the way they did that. And also, okay, one more positive. The best scene in the movie is when Robin Wright and Tom Hanks are having like marital problems, and this guy who calls himself a life coach is in the fucking living room, and you know, like they do a kind of stereotype where like the wife is like, oh yeah, we need this life coach, and Tom Hanks ain't having it, bro. He's just there like, so what are you saying? It's like, well, you two are like for most couples, they stay in the same boat, and even though the boat's about to fall over a ledge, down a waterfall, they stick together because, you know, you don't want to do it alone. You don't want to go down alone. You might as well stay together. And Tommy's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you exactly saying? I think you two want separate boats. Tom Hanks is like, get the fuck out of my house. That was the best scene in the movie for me, man. That shit was hilarious. Because I said it before he said, I was like, what the fuck? Like, get this guy the fuck out. Like, get the fuck out. And Tom Hanks just yelled, like, get the fuck out of my house. That was hilarious. Other than that, the rest of the movie is mediocre to some pretty cringe parts. Some pretty cringe parts, I'll say. Like the whole thing with the family, it's just like the Tom Hanks family, right? It's I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm getting out of this. I'm just watching. I guess moments fly by. I guess you're supposed to appreciate, you know, the life you come from, and don't forget things. Like try to, you know, not try to, you know, hold dear all these moments because they all. It's all important because family's important and all that shit. It's like, I don't need a fucking movie to tell me that, first of all. Second of all, this is fucking boring to watch. It's kind of boring to watch. And it's just the whitest people you know is basically what I'm watching here for long periods of time. Obviously, they show other time periods, right? Which is partially part of the cringe, right? Yeah, it's like the I don't know. As soon as minorities started entering the movie, they started doing these like cringy ass shit. Like, let me say this: I am mostly black and partially Native American, and those were the two groups that I felt got shitted on in this movie. I'm not a scream racist guy. That's not me. I don't do that shit. You know? But what we got from the Native Americans is like, okay, they live in bushes, they fuck on rocks, and they give each other beads. And then the black family sees like, okay, well, the kid loves baggy shorts and basketball. and, and he needs, speeches from his dad about talking to police when he gets pulled over. It's like, that's the sentimentality we're getting from all this, bro? Like, what is this? I don't know. That was just like, what the fuck is that? What is that doing there? Give him a scene where, the kid gets an A. If you're going to keep it full-blown campy, like, trying to give me the feel-goods, like, give him a scene where he gets an A on his fucking science in the science fair or some shit like that, bro. Like, you want a ribbon or something. I'm sure this kid just standing there blankly holding a basketball. Oh, where's dad at? And then don't give me a scene where the dad's like on one knee or sitting on the couch looking his kid dead in the eyes, talking face like, listen, don't reach for the glove box, okay? Keep your hands on the steering wheel. It's like, what the fuck? What is this shit, bro? That's that's kind of embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as a Trump movie, but that was pretty like, whoa. He went there. Did he think? What was he thinking? I wonder what he's thinking. Maybe he's thinking like that would get endearment from the black folks. Like is that what he's looking for? I don't understand what he's getting out of that. I don't understand it. Like how you just treat people, like they're human beings, man, and not some sort of stereotype. Cliche ass. Like what the fuck? Like, it almost looks like he was forced to put black people in his movie, so that's what he did with it. Or he wanted to fit in with the times and put black people in his, like, it looks like shoehorned. And it's just like, yeah. This kid's dressed like 2002. Like, and once in baggy shorts and fucking in a basketball. Oh, shit. And then the speech about getting pulled over by the cops. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucking. It's just bizarre. Like, where the fuck was that? Like, where'd that come from? The Native American scenes made more sense, but it still treated him like some sort of like stereotype novelty to put in his movie instead of like something meaningful to the fucking movie. It almost had no place there, right? And then like with those two scenes of fucking. Of the Native American, or the two scenarios of the Native Americans and the black family. They have this, like, dick riding of Benjamin Franklin. Like, what? Like, they make him, like, they put him in, like, good light as his black drivers try to, like, put rocks to, like, sturdy up the fucking wheel to bail it out of mud and shit. Like, what is this shit? Like, who is this tone-deaf man making this shit? And once again, I'm not a guy who cries racism and shit, but it's like, come on, dude. It's like, I'm not trying to look at you for racial reasons. It's you trying to look at the audience with racial reasons. Like, you're putting that in there to get a reaction from the audience. In your mind, you're thinking it's something positive. It's like, well, I don't know what black fathers tell their kids other than, watch out for the cops, man. I don't know what else, those people do. That's the way it looks, bro. Like, holy shit, you out of touch, dude. All these motherfuckers live like Tom Hanks and Robin Wright's family live like a normal fucking thing with normal family situations. People get sick, people die, people get old, people grow up, people, take this job or that job. Like, it's boring to me. It's boring to see in a film. But at least it's just like social people doing social things in relatively modern times. But it's like this shit, the black family's dealing with COVID and fucking cops, and it's like, what the fuck? Holy fuck! Oh shit! They gave an elbow bump too. The black dad, when he's talking to like the realtor, they're like about to like fist bump or shake hands or something, And then like, oh wait, COVID. So they elbow bump instead. I was like, what are we doing, bro? Like those scenes just made it wreckage, and I literally laughed my ass off when I saw them. That's just fucking full blown hilarity. Uh, I don't know. It's so it's kind of it's very cringe. I hope the guy meant all the wellness in the world. He's just like a little old, out of touch maybe. But god damn, man. So like, yo, Tom, you know better, bro. You're cultured, bro, aren't you? You're one of the cool guys, right, Tom Hanks? You fucking tell him, bro. Tell him to put something else in those scenes. How about the dad just hugging the son for like, oh, it's your birthday. Here's a hug. The kid did have a birthday scene. I'll give you that. He blew candles out. He blew candles out in between dribbling a basketball and learning how to deal with cops. Oh man, it's just wreckage. I don't know. All right, now let's go back to the movie shit. Uh, Once again, it's a very simple story. You could probably predict what's going to happen from one scene to the next, as far as the Tom Hanks, Robin Wright core family part, right? Like that portion of the movie, their little story, you'll be able to predict what's going to happen here. Like it's nothing crazy. Uh, oh, when the mom had a stroke, that one shocked me. I was like, oh shit. She was just like a body laying on the floor, like they don't even show her falling. She was like, I guess messing with the Christmas tree. She fell off the ladder and was just like face down on the ground. I was like, oh no, mom's dead. But I guess she just had a stroke and then she was in a wheelchair after that. Other than that, it's like a kind of a straightforward, simple fucking thing. It's meant to pull at your heartstrings and get you to feel something. But for me, I'm just like, I'm kind of bored. But I'll give kind of famous directors and actors and shit. I'll give them a chance. And usually give people who aren't fucking famous and shit. I'll watch YouTubers if I have to. But I gave it a chance, and it's just like, kind of boring for me. So, recommendation? Not really. I don't recommend this movie. I just think it's fucking boring as shit. And it's like you watch it once and you're done with it. There's no risk taking. There's no like real risk taking. I guess other than like the thing that he thought wasn't a risk, which was having a black dad tell his kid to look out for the cops. Man. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Say yes, sir. Say yes, Mr. Officer. No, Mr. Officers. Do that. Other than that shit, which I guess is a risk, but I don't think he thought it was a risk. There's no real risk taken here. It's just simple family try to get you to feel goodies about the whitest family you've ever seen, basically. So no, I don't recommend. If you're into that shit and you want to, and these type of things do give you the feel goods, then please go ahead, go watch it. A grade. Once again, the story is very straightforward, and it's purposely just trying to pull at heartstrings. And there's some cringy parts with the writing in here, but some of the directing, like the idea of keeping it in one kind of position, like the camera's almost like it's almost like the camera's in one position the entire movie, which is like, okay, that's interesting. Some of the shots they do in regards to that, and some of the editing from one scene to the next is like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then, like, you're kind of guessing what time period they're in now and shit like that. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. But other than that, the story is just like, eh. So I'm gonna have to go with a solid 6.7 out of 10. 6.7. Right? I can't even call the acting excellent. It's just like whatever. Like It's Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. We know they can act. Paul Bettany. Like, we know these people can act. But just like what they're acting out, it's like, eh. Like, you're trying to make me feel good or something. Like, eh. I don't need this movie to do that for me. Sometimes that idea can work. Like, I don't mind campy things. It's just this type of campy is, ugh. It's like Clint Eastwood campy. It's like these boomers, bro. Like, don't you just feel good when the American flag is just flowing in the right direction on a sunny day? It's like, no, I don't, man. Stop trying to make me like feel good about that. I don't know. But yeah. 6.7. 6.7. 6.7 out of 10. It's a whatever movie to me. I don't recommend, but if you want to go see it, get your feel goods on, go ahead. There's your review for Here.